happened? Oops, all boys.
Oops, all boys. Welcome back to the Breakroom, everybody. It's the Daily Nerd Show that brings you the news you need to know. Live from New Rockstars' actual Breakroom here in Los Angeles, California.
No, Manitoba.
No, well, yeah.
We're not even in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, we're technically in the county of Los Angeles. But coming up today on the show, there's a movie coming out. I feel like people have mentioned it before on the Rockstars channel.
The Flash.
Well, that is coming
delayed
out
again.
at some point. There's a movie today coming out that all three of us have yet to see, but we will be seeing today. That's right. We're very excited about that. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, what could end up being the biggest movie of the year, or at least one of the three biggest Marvel movies of the year, at the minimum. So we're super excited. We're going to talk about that. This will be kind of our final pre-Wakanda Forever episode of the Breakroom.
Yes.
We were just saying in the chat, we do want to warn people, don't do spoilers in the chat if you've already seen the movie or you've talked to somebody who has, but also it will be hard to prevent some spoilers if there's some bad actors there. So
there's going to be plenty of people putting in fake spoilers too.
Yeah,
I
that's
see
true.
Ben Smart saying Killmonger is in it. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but that could be a fake spoiler.
We don't know. We don't know. How about fake spoilers only?
I did hear a spoiler that in this movie they finally explained how 616 Uncle Ben dies.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe we'll get to hear a little bit from that scene later on in the show.
Maybe.
But also in this episode of the Breakroom, the magic begins for Agatha Harkness, Coven of Chaos. John Wick refuses to die, and bless his heart for that.
We've been asking.
And we're going to make our final predictions about Wakanda Forever before we see it. And again, half the staff of New Rockstars has seen Wakanda Forever, but not this half. So we're coming in honest.
Yeah.
Our predictions are just as naive as anybody else's in that they're not informed by seeing the movie.
Yeah.
Joining me here today on this three-man dais, we've got Brandon Barrick.
That's right. And I want to remind you folks, as you go see this film this evening, and anytime you see a film, at the conclusion of the movie, if you've purchased snacks or drinks, take your garbage to the garbage can, okay?
Thank you,
Don't
Brandon.
make the the people who work at movie theaters clean up after you. They got enough to do. You can take yourself to the garbage can. It's not that hard.
That's right.
I don't know how that got
You're going to pass it on your way out.
Yeah.
You're going to pass it on your
Just
way
take it to
out.
the garbage
I
can.
used to be one of those people. Worst thing that ever happened to me was I walked in on a couple having sex during a movie. Their baby was next to them.
That's fast.
And that
That's
baby,
good turnaround time.
and that baby was Tommy Bechtold.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Speaking of the devil, if you want somebody to ruin your good time in the back of the theater, we got John Costa.
That's right. I got a flashlight at all times.
Break it up. Break it up.
And I'm Zach Huddleston. We thank you all for joining us today. Thank you to everybody blowing up the chat. A couple people already super chatting us. We appreciate you. We'll try to get to all the super chats by the end of the show. And in fact, you know what? If we get $200 today, we'll do 15 extra minutes of the show. Just reading super chats.
We got to get to the movie.
Answering questions. I know, we can't do 20 minutes because then we'll be late and we don't want to miss any previews, but we will do 15 extra minutes if we hit $200. But
Gotta watch that Way of the Water trailer 6 more times.
Do we get a whale trailer for this one?
ooh, in front of
Should we
Wakanda
do
Forever?
we'll do trailer predictions.
We're going to do trailer predictions at the end of Wakanda Forever predictions. And real quick, you might have noticed the fourth guest today, the fine folks at Xbox sent us a free Wakanda Forever Salute Series X console.
Beautiful
Look
stuff.
at that. That is a gorgeous piece of work. Also,
They did the
these cool
controllers,
controllers with the... we were saying when you sit them by each other, it makes the Wakandan salute, like the top of the hands. And now, I don't think this does anything with the Xbox, but they also send us some very cool Kimoyo beads. And these things are heavy. These will not get through airport security. No word yet on if these are made of real vibranium. But thank you to our friends. We're going to play the hell out of this. We were just talking about we're going to download some games.
Yeah.
And we're going to get...
We're going to play some Overcooked and get into fist fights.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So shout out. Thank you to the great folks at Xbox and, of course, Wakanda Forever, which we're excited about.
Can people buy this?
No.
Oh, exclusive.
No. Now, if they make us an offer, we might be tempted. No, just kidding. We'll die for this.
Just kidding. I walk back that statement.
Let's do some headlines.
Oh, baby.
Okay, great. Well, as previously mentioned, Agatha, Coven of Chaos.
Yes.
Previously, House of Harkness.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, Coven of Chaos. apparently word on the street is start shooting like next week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so what do we know about this? Obviously, it's following Catherine Hahn's, Agatha Harkness character from WandaVision. And the only other confirmed cast member from WandaVision that has been confirmed to be in the show is
Emma
Caulfield, who played Dottie, the kind of blonde Stepford wife type character in that series. But other than that, like, here's the cast. This show has a wild confirmed cast. Aubrey Plaza, Maria Dizia, who you'll probably recognize from Orange is the New Black. She's been in a bunch of movies. Joe Locke, Ali Ahn, Sashir Zameda, former SNL cast member. Eric Andre.
Crazy.
Truly crazy, hilarious.
Crazy casting, crazy person.
And then there are some rumored cast members. Okay, now we don't know the validity of these rumors. Some of these might be true, some could be false. All of them could be false. We don't know. Amy Poehler, Sacha Baron Cohen, who's again been rumored to be Mephisto, possibly in the MCU. Catherine O'Hara.
Crazy.
And Hannah Waddington, the tall lady from Ted Lasso, which again, even the possible cast members, that's a show I would watch.
I hope
That's
that
a crazy cast. Is that the best cast comedy? You know, like.
If it's a comedy, what if it's a serious, straight drama?
Well, that's interesting. I mean, WandaVision kind of had it both ways, right?
Sure.
It was a sitcom format, though the show was largely a drama,
right?
Like, could this be going for a similar tone?
It would be interesting, if in Agatha's head, as she's in prison, she's still stuck in like sitcom mode, and maybe her magic is still present and starts to manifest itself out the same way, Wanda did. I don't know.
Well,
there was a lot of rumors too. It was going to be a little bit of a flashback type show.
That's my big question, right?
Yeah.
Does it take place right after we get all the Scarlet Witch stuff? Or is it going to be an origin story? Is it going to?
I was hoping it'd be about how she got the Darkhold in the first place. This is a
Right.
big argument we have around the office a lot. Like, because in WandaVision we see her at the stake. Her mom, and the sisters are sucking her magic out, and they're like, "You dabbled in some dark magic," and everyone, I think you believe that like she has the Darkhold at that point, and then hangs on to it for like
I thought
200
maybe
years,
those witches had the
400
Darkhold, and
years.
then I don't know if Multiverse of Madness kind of came in and said
maybe
no,
changed
it's
it a
that
little bit.
theory.
Yeah. Because why would these witches have the Darkhold? It doesn't make
I don't
sense.
know, they
to
were
me.
hanging out in Wondergore. They were just writing it down.
Maybe it was another powerful magic book.
That's what I think. She was just
been
doing
that.
some dark magic.
The Shadowhold, the Duskhold, the
More dark books, please. More grimoires, please. But I do think, too, that what they established in Multiverse of Madness is the Darkhold in the 616 was a copy, right? So maybe there was other copies.
Interesting.
Right, because they had to destroy the temple.
Yeah.
And
That was the real Darkhold.
Maybe we even see that she did have the Darkhold at one point and lost it, and that's how it kind of came into.
Dude, where's my Darkhold?
Dude, where's my Darkhold?
A
Also,
couple people in the chat saying who's directing. There's a few people directing, but Jack Schaefer is at least confirmed to be directing one episode.
Yes.
Of this show. She's the head writer for
WandaVision.
For WandaVision and for this show.
Yeah.
They bring back Shackman to do a couple
And didn't they say?
episodes,
Didn't
maybe?
they say?
Shackman's a busy boy.
Yeah.
She's doing the White Vision show too, right? Vision Quest. Jack
Yes, I
Schaefer?
believe
Yeah.
so.
Oh, I mean, could that be basically a de facto third season of WandaVision? This is the de facto second season. That is the de facto third season.
Well, it's interesting because the WandaVision was comedy drama, right? This seems like it's gonna be. I think it's supposed to be 9 episodes. Seems like it's gonna be mostly comedy. I don't think you could make a half-hour sitcom with White Vision.
I mean,
I don't know.
World's
so
world's
boring.
driest robot. Possibly.
Or if part of that show is White Vision realizing I need Agatha, and White Vision helps her get out. In a
Yeah,
weird
because
way.
we were talking about a comic run, the West Coast Avengers run, where Vision goes to meet Kang the Conqueror to sort of say, "Hey, I need you to like fill in the blanks. I don't have all of my memory." What if she could totally go to She could go to Agatha for that.
Real quick, just before we move on from Coven of Chaos. So none of these names are established MCU characters. There's no Kamala Khan showing up.
Right,
There's no even the Hood or whatever. No actors that we know are playing other characters in the MCU. Who do you think most likely, if somebody does, even a Paul Bettany or an Elizabeth Olsen, who do you think might show up in this?
That's already been established?
Yes.
I like a Wong. I like my chances on
Of
Wong.
course,
Wong's
you
a
always
safe
got to
bet.
Always bet on Wong.
You can't go Wong with Wong.
You know, it'd be great if we see Jacob Batalon, who's budgeting a wizard, and he's
Magic wielder.
He just sort of sneaks into some
We
sort of
haven't-
magic class.
We haven't seen any Spumsy
We have
MCU
not.
series crossover. Bold prediction, John Costa.
I like that. I like that.
Okay, moving on. So we still don't have a director for Avengers 6.
Right.
Someone direct this movie.
Yeah, so Kevin Feige was asked about this as he, on presumably doing some Black Panther Wakanda Forever press, and he was asked specifically if Wakanda Forever director Ryan Coogler might direct the film.
A lot of rumors about that. Coogler recently was like, I haven't thought about it. I don't know what I'm doing after
I
this.
need some
I'm gonna
time
just,
off.
Like, go cry
Yeah.
in a
Yeah, but
corner
this
somewhere.
movie's not for several years.
It's 2026 now.
2026, so he could take a long vacation and come back and start working on that. But when asked about it, Kevin Feige gave a very diplomatic, kind answer. Well, I would want Ryan to do anything at any time because he's a singular talent and a great person to spend years with. But no, in all honesty, there have been no conversations. We've not spoken to him about Secret Wars. Now, he didn't say we've not
Yet.
spoken to anybody about Secret Wars. Of course, they're having talks.
I mean, there's definitely a list somewhere.
Yes.
And there's
There's always
probably
a
some
list.
names already crossed off that list.
Yep.
But
Some
it
hard
would be
nose.
interesting.
Yeah. Well, and also, hey, if you're working on your short film that incorporates a lot of CGI and Marvel IP,
Honestly.
get it made now, and maybe you can get in front of Kevin Feige and get that director gig.
They would never do this, and I love the behind the scenes assembled they do, but an even deeper one where it's pre-production assembled. That's what I would love to
Yeah,
see.
because usually that's
Feige on the phone sweating a little bit.
that usually doesn't come out
Didn't
till
go through.
a Hollywood reporter writes a book about it
Right.
10 years later.
Yeah.
Where they talk about all the people that said no and the negotiations and somebody wanted too much money and da 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 da.
Remind me of so we have Shackman doing Fantastic Four. We have
Dustin
Daniel Cretton doing Kang Dynasty. You think they're just going to lift from who was the person who directed all those episodes of Loki? That feels like it could be a really good fit for this. Already has some
We talked
experience with
yesterday
Kang.
about how they're kind of using the
It's like a farm league.
Yeah, they're using the Disney Plus series to kind of develop some talent, but they're also going in both directions. They're also having some directors of the films like Dustin Daniel Cretton or Ryan Coogler produce some
Yeah.
of the series,
Yeah.
but not direct them per se.
Was it Kate Herron who ran
Yeah, that
Loki?
sounds right.
Did she direct a lot of I know her thing was she presented this idea, she gave it to them, she made the show, but did not want to do season 2 because she was like, that was the story
Right,
I had
right.
and I'm kind of out.
Right.
Yeah.
I think she did direct all of them.
Okay.
And Waldron wrote them.
It'd be interesting to bring her back in on something. Because
Yeah, she did a great job.
And now that we've seen that concept art where it had a probably very different ending what she originally pitched. Because it sounded like her thing was I just want to tell this story and be done with it. And they're like, no, this is great. We're going to make it season 2. And she's like, I don't want to do season 2 of this.
And we've talked a lot about how even separate from other MCU films, these big Avengers team-up movies are a different beast, right?
yeah.
They feel a little bit more like TV. There's a reason the Russo brothers, who came from TV, had so much success directing those team-up Marvel movies, because it's A and B and C and D and E plots,
yeah.
right? And they all need to intersect, and you're managing so many moving pieces. It's a lot like a television season.
Absolutely. And I think that's why a lot of people want Ryan Coogler to do this movie, right? He's one of the most emotional sort of directors in the MCU. People are comparing this movie to the last Black Panther movie and how much emotion is in this film. And also, we were talking about this in the office earlier. This movie doesn't really have a protagonist that we know of. Maybe it's Shuri, maybe it's Namor, we don't know. But this is the most ensemble movie that we're getting from a singular character title film. So he would be a great choice to juggle all of the
For sure,
balls in that film.
and we know he knows how to play the Marvel game.
Totally.
Right? He's made multiple projects there. They want to do more with him in the future. So it's a specific thing. To succeed within that system is not something that all even really good directors have that skill set. Right? Moving on to other Avengers topics. Simu Liu, come on the show, Simu.
Please.
The door's open, my man.
Please.
No, you're not a coward. You're
a coward.
Did you see, by the way, he went to an event and his outfit was just not wearing a shirt? We don't have that asset. But I think it was a Halloween party, or it was it was Rihanna's fashion line thing.
Okay.
But his outfit was he wore silk pants and just no shirt. And homeboy
If you could do it, you do it. You know.
He could do it.
You know?
Come on the show, Simu. Show us those abs.
abs.
Or not. Or you wear a shirt. We don't.
Wouldn't that be the best? The best version of Simu coming on the show is he just shirtless, walks past the camera, and then exits. And that's
What if he's
You
just
get
like jumping rope and doing burpees in the background while we try to do a show? But anyways, he was asked about appearing in Kang Dynasty. He was talking to comicbook.com, and he shared how excited he was for Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed him in the Shang-Chi film. And that guy is now going to direct Kang Dynasty.
Yep.
That's his next Marvel work.
God, that guy's busy with Marvel, right? He's got that. He's got Wonder Man. He's got this 10 Rings series. Who knows if he's directing any episodes in those 2 series?
Well,
but, like,
and we don't know. 10 Rings
2 is supposedly...
Wonder Man and 10 Rings are far down the road.
I don't know.
But they might be hitting around the time that this hits.
Yeah.
He's producing those. But anyways, and he was asked about Destin Daniel Cretton directing that, and he said, "I'm so excited to get to work for him again." Is that Simu letting it slip that he's in Kang Dynasty?
I think he's a little thirsty.
And he's going to ask... thirsty
There it is.
thespian.
That's the first time the Thirsty Thespian graphics has actually had the
He's
character.
one of the foundational thirsty thespians.
that's right.
Yeah, it was those 4 people
Can't
that
change the Mount Rushmore of Thirsty Thespian.
He's always on the Mount Rushmore. I mean, his career is built on effective thirstiness. But he was kind of asked to clarify, and he said, he was like, "Is he going to be in Kang Dynasty?" And he was like, "I would think so. I would hope so. Don't take my word for it."
He has to know. He also said in that interview that he heard about Destin doing Kang Dynasty before, like a little bit before it was announced. So you got to think if his boy is texting him like, "Hey, I'm going to be doing this movie," he's going to be in it.
Yeah, and he's clearly like a part of a lot of Marvel's future plans. The Shang-Chi character, right? Like,
we're gonna find out how these rings are connected to the bangle, and any other jewelry that exists out there. There's a bigger story there, and I bet it does. I bet the rings have a big part of Kang Dynasty.
ooh, interesting.
Like,
so.
yeah, I mean, remember they set up the MacGuffin of these rings are calling out to something we don't know where they came from, what they're made of,
Does
or
Marvel
what they're
know?
calling
Does
out
Marvel
to.
know what they're calling
They don't
out
have
to?
to know when they wrote it, but I think the rings and the bangle are gonna all play a big part.
Yeah.
I do think
in leading up to Secret Wars.
One of the things we were theorizing with Secret Wars was, okay, maybe we don't want another, Infinity War was all about Thanos collecting the Infinity Stones.
yeah.
Like, do you really want to do another, like, we got to collect these artifacts movie? But, like, it would be cool if the Avengers got together.
John,
Woo! I'm excited. The Avengers got together and we're like, the only way we can defeat this person is if we kind of grab all these different things across the multiverse or whatever.
And then Kang gets them and he just throws them like Luke.
none of
Luke
this
throws the
matters.
lightsaber.
Yeah,
and it's
none
just
of
like
this
it doesn't
matters.
matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you need some kind of MacGuffin or some kind of mother box or
right.
something like that for a lot of these films. I like that it could be those rings. And in non-MCU news, we got a John Wick 4 trailer.
Someone has got to kill John Wick.
Impossible.
It's going to be Brandon.
Do we have the? Are we able to play the trailer?
We don't have the trailer.
Okay. But anyways,
You could get shot for showing that trailer.
we're excited about that. That's coming out first half of next year, I believe.
I don't
John
remember.
Wick.
No one did enough research.
2023 release, the 4th movie, really the 5th movie in that franchise if you count Hotel Artemis.
We found out today
Actually-
they're not connected.
I thought the same thing, Zach. Those movies, Hotel Artemis and the John Wick franchise, are not connected at all.
No, but I thought that's where he goes.
No, he goes to the Hotel
love that this is
Continental or
happening.
the Continental Hotel. Yes, I
just
much like
feel-
most of America who watched that movie on an airplane probably thought they were connected. They seem very similar.
Very
It's one of
similar
those
art
things where,
direction.
like, you remember that Amazon show Them, which was also written in like red curly font. That
Looked
seemed
like
so
Us?
similar to Us.
Yes.
It was like the marketing team
Yes.
was like, we
Yes.
wouldn't hate it if you thought this was a
Okay,
John
we
Wick
need
movie.
a new Rockstars video. Somebody call up Eric Voss or Whitney Van Laningham or somebody. We need a breakdown of how Hotel Artemis is not. in it.
I need proof that it's not.
Or maybe we've all been fed a lie, and maybe it's a low-key connection. Okay, I don't know how we ended up talking about something that's not in the John Wick franchise while talking about the John Wick trailer, but check that out if you haven't seen it. We might be covering some John Wick stuff in the future here on New Rockstars. Let us know if you're into that franchise and you want us to cover that more. Okay, in a moment we're going to get to our final predictions for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. But first, we want to shout out the second season of the hit show DC's Batman: The Audio Adventures out now on HBO Max. You subscribe to HBO Max for House of the Dragon.
I do.
White Lotus,
Yes.
Euphoria,
Succession.
It's not coming out for a while.
Dune. Whenever Dune
The
comes
Last
out.
of
Last of
Us.
Us.
The Last of Us in January. Well, they have a show right now. DC's Batman: The Audio Adventures. The second season's out. 2 seasons already. This one has an awesome cast: Rosario Dawson, Jeffrey Wright, Bobby Moynihan, all portraying
Chris Parnell, John Leguizamo.
Yes.
What?
Kenan Thompson.
What a cast.
All portraying the Dark Knight and his rogues gallery, up to no good. The audio adventure is a little dark, a little comedy, and it's a feast for your ears. It features, again, all the best characters from the rogues gallery. We've got a Catwoman, we've got a Joker, a Scarecrow, Harley Quinn. Everybody in there, mixing and matching, fighting our Cape Crusader. Tune in for a tale of life and death in Gotham City. Whole season 1 is available already to stream, and season 2 is out now on HBO Max. Stream DC's Batman: The Audio Adventures season 2 now on HBO Max.
You know, I should have downloaded the HBO Max app. Played this in my car on the way. It's been raining in Los Angeles lately. Just like white knuckling it down the 405.
You
and
can't
just
watch.
being like,
You can't watch House of the Dragon in your car.
No.
Okay, but DC's Batman: The Audio Adventures, perfect for the car.
Perfect for the car. And we should shout out today, you might see him in the chat right now, recently suspended Tommy Bechtold.
That's right.
Hanging out in the chat. It is his birthday today.
Hey!
Send him a tweet.
So dude, send him a tweet. Wish him happy birthday.
Pony beads in the chat for Tommy's birthday.
Dead
Pony
dead
beads
pony horse
crossing the
funerals
street.
in the chat. Bony horse funerals.
Bill's
chat.
Mafia forever.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
We hope your suspension ends soon, Tommy. We can't wait to have you back for legal reasons. But yeah, send him a happy birthday. And thank you for sending in your super chats. We do appreciate them. And be sure to like and subscribe to the video if you haven't already. There was one super chat. Matthew Nonya said, did Thanos snap and now there's only boys on the BR?
Basically. No, I snapped. I said we can't
John
have any
snapped.
more Wakanda Forever viewers on the show while we do
needed
predictions.
we need to get all the people
is
who'd
true.
see the movie.
Get out of here.
It's
Jessica
outta
was
here.
spoiling things left, right, and center. Oh, my God.
It's true. So let's talk about our main discussion today before we get to our Black Panther Wakanda Forever final predictions. Chris Evans has been doing a little possible thirsty thespian action of his own. Do not play the graphic.
He doesn't need it.
He doesn't need to. I don't know if you know this. My wife brings this up every day, and we haven't talked about it on the show yet. He was named Sexiest Man Alive. Chris Evans.
Good for him.
People Magazine, sexiest man
Keep
alive.
him alive. Someone keep him alive.
Good God.
Someone keep him alive. In this article, he goes on to do the super annoying thing where he talks about how ugly he is.
Yeah, he was like, I'm getting older. Anytime I eat a sandwich, it shows. And I was like, dude, cool.
I hear you, Chris. Every time I put down my 4th sandwich for the day, I feel a little bloated.
Tommy
Also,
outed me for doing three hot dog lunch one
I mean,
day.
that was disturbing.
not a
You know,
good day.
That was
the
disturbing,
key,
though.
Chris, to not feeling bad about yourself for eating a sandwich, never get ripped.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Always stay
I've been working on that my whole
pudgy.
life.
Pudgy. But he was asked about playing Captain America and all that. And he did say, quote, it's been one of the greatest joys of my life to kind of dive in and prepare for these movies. They're challenging, but the beauty is the movies are great and you get out what you put in. It's been a wonderful, very symbiotic relationship, so I've been thrilled to do it. When the movies end, you're very happy to have a break, but very quickly you miss it. I miss it now, but I'm very grateful, very happy to have been a part of them. Please save me from the Gray Man.
No, he didn't say that.
Every MCU
He had a lot
fan,
of fun in the Gray Man. We couldn't remember if he died in the Gray Man.
has
Do you
to.
remember?
They're doing
Without looking
sequels.
it up?
They're in the
They're doing
fountain.
sequels.
I thought he did kill him, but maybe he just beat him within an inch of his life.
Can we get a poll in the
Ryan
chat?
Gosling
Poll in the
definitely
chat.
lives.
Is he
Did
alive?
Gray Man die?
The dude from
Chris
Bridgerton.
Evans die in Gray Man?
Wait, did the dude from Bridgerton die?
I can't remember.
I watched all that movie. It felt like 5.5 hours long, but
Get
all
those
I remember
directors
is
for
all I
Secret
remember
Wars.
is Anna Darmus running with over 100 pounds of gear, and I was like, that can't be right. Good for her. She had so many bazookas.
she weighs less than 100 pounds.
I mean,
know.
you saw Emily Blunt do it in Live, Die, Repeat.
Whoa!
Edge of
Emily
Tomorrow. What do we call that
Blunt
movie?
was shredded for Edge of Tomorrow.
Right.
Live, Die, Repeat.
Good for her.
A Sony Pictures film. Great movie. If you haven't seen that one, please watch that. Get the Steel Box 4K. But back to Chris Evans, folks. He misses playing Captain America. How could you not miss it?
Yeah.
You know, he was one of the early guard where when you signed on for 7
Yes.
movies. They don't really do that anymore.
Well, and you know, like, how much of the success of those early phases of Marvel was built on the fact that, like, RDJ was into it.
Yes.
Chris Evans was into it. Hemsworth, into it, right? Like these weren't just guys taking a paycheck. They really enjoyed this. They owned it, right? They loved doing the press together. They seemed to really like, you know, they were not mercenary about it, which you sometimes get in some of these huge Hollywood blockbuster movies.
Which, you know, I think they had to, right? If you are locked in for 7 movies, that's at least 20 years of your life.
And credit to Marvel for obviously treating them in a way where they felt heard and they felt like they had some agency and some ownership over these properties.
And then they all, you know, went off to make generational wealth off of these films. And so, you know, buying in is the way to get through a 20-year commitment to something.
Sure, but we all can't wait to get out of high school, but as soon as you're gone, you're like, man, I wish I was back in high school. I was the king. I was the king. We are getting confirmation from the chat that he did die.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Come on.
I saw just Jennifer Henwick killed him. Someone said Lloyd died in the fountain.
Roll that clip. I need to see a pulse stop.
The poll was yes, 57%, nah, 42%.
Okay,
there you go.
52% of the people are right. I love that there were only 92 votes, implying that not a ton of people saw that movie.
Keep counting. If you're in line, stay in line, okay? But if Chris Evans decides, like, man, I got to get back in that MCU. I'm sick of being beat up on other movies. Like, I want to be the king again. I want the best trailer on the lot. How can we bring him back, right? Is it more likely to have? Because they haven't confirmed Cap dead yet. They're still stringing along.
He's on the moon.
Right? He's on the moon. He's an old man. Like, in theory, this old man could go back into the time zone and come back the younger version of himself. I don't really know how it works.
Scott Lang basically de-aged himself.
So, I don't know, but is it more likely to have the 616 Cap come back or, like, a variant of Cap? Much like we've talked about with, like, Tony Stark, RDJ Tony Stark, right?
Yeah.
Is it more likely to have, like, Chris Evans come back as Captain America or from the 616, or is it more likely to have him as, like, a variant, do you think?
A variant still played by Chris Evans?
Yes. He's just from a different timeline.
Because I will say that, like, I don't think either Chris Evans or we, the viewing public, wants to see a full film of Old Man Cap.
No, we don't want him as old.
No,
it's not fun.
It won't be fun. Because, like, also, like, so John actually does want to see that?
Yeah.
Unless it's like,
go ahead.
Unless it's like the Indiana Jones 5, where it's going to be a clip show, right?
Why did we pull that?
Where he has memories about what he did.
Yeah, that could be fun. But I don't know. I saw The Irishman. I don't need to see long. And this would be the opposite of The Irishman. It would be aging him up. But I don't know.
You want Benjamin Buttons, is what you want.
Yeah, that's right. No, because Chris Evans is still a young virile man. Yep. I don't. And like that is our image of Captain America is kind of that. I don't know. Because
I feel like that. You make your point.
Okay.
And then I will tell you why you're wrong.
You know, here's the thing. Chris Evans has always said, "I'm only going to return." Like I loved what we did with the character. The arc is complete. I'm only going to return if it's really meaningful. Yeah. I think it'd be a disservice to Sam Wilson if you bring back a young. A young Steve Rogers, right? Sure. And so I think you bring him back. He's old. Yeah. He's maybe in a mentorship capacity, or he's there to like do some kind of final he needs a final send off. You know, we got that on the bench, but there was no
like a Batman
funeral.
Beyond Bruce Wayne, where he's training.
Yeah,
a younger...
maybe that, or like, God damn it, we need a little bit of extra backup, and they the shield flies in one last time,
and then an electric scooter comes in behind it.
And Xavier's right in the back. He's
well, or like it makes me think of that series with Bruce Willis and Helen Mirren and John Malkovich, Red, right? Where it's like. Also, you have this super-powered guy out there. Yeah. There's going to be like some Hydra sleeper cells are like, we can't let Steve Rogers just exist. He's too, the potential there is too scary. So like, I've talked myself out of being like, I don't want to see an Old Man Cap movie. But I also agree that like, we could see Old Man Steve Rogers. I don't think he'll have the shield and the outfit and whatever. Because I think it does make sense. He needs to pass that torch. And even a variant just feels like a cheat. Right. You know what I mean? Like
that's a trick. They're going to do that trick once, and they only get to do it once.
They're going to do it in Secret Wars,
They kind of teased it in Multiverse of Madness, right? Where we're in the trailer, we're like, oh my God, we're getting Captain Carter, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, no, these are just some variants we're going to kill off for fun.
They can't go to that well too much.
No. If you're going to make a full movie with a character and you're going to say that they are a variant, you can only do that once. Loki's kind of getting away with it, only because we like Loki so much. he died.
And it almost fits that character, variants and time travel and things like
Mischievous.
that. I wonder, like, you know, we're all watching and are obsessed with Andor right now. Like, Rogue One is an interesting potential. What if we get a one-off, right? Like, in between the times we saw Steve Rogers in films, he was doing other stuff.
Well, I would love like a Howling Commandos movie.
Yes.
Where it's the adventures of the Howling Commandos and Camp and Bucky. I
We
mean,
did get that Black Widow movie, though.
I know.
They didn't quite execute.
There's a lot of
I think a lot of
problems
people are looking at Carl Lumley in Falcon and the Winter Soldier and saying, like, ooh, I would have loved to have seen Bucky versus Elijah. Right?
Yeah, back in the 50s.
I thought it was going to be in the show.
It would have been great. It would have been great. Obviously, you can't do that Captain America. He's nice the whole time. But, you know, something like that maybe makes sense.
They try to
thaw him out for a minute.
They try to pull an Obi-Wan Kenobi where they're like, we go in the ocean, we get him, we thaw him out, we have to do something, we put him back in the ocean. Right? He'll never know. He'll never know. Well,
I had
so
this crazy dream.
If we don't bring back Cap, right? Because the MCU, the Infinity Saga, right, was kind of built on some foundational characters holding the movies together as like a through line.
Right.
Is that something you think they're going to continue doing forward? They've kind of done it. We have like Nick Fury who refuses to die.
Yep.
And he's
Even
kind
though
of
he
like
wants
a through line. But they brought him over from the previous franchise.
Yes.
Wong, Doctor Strange, any of those. Even like Wanda has become a big nexus point in the MCU, right? Do you think they're going to still keep establishing those type of characters? Or is the gallery getting so large that it's like, no, there's not going to be these characters that are like the main franchise.
We know there's a Thunderbolts. We keep speculating that there will be a Young Avengers, right? Will there be just a grown folks Avengers, right? Like, and what we need is you need that Battle of New York scene where they're all back to back to back, right? To confirm, like, oh, these are the 6 or whatever, right? Like, because there's so many. Oh, would Kamala Khan be in there? Is Kate Bishop?
Yeah.
No, Hawkeye's still alive.
Yes.
What is it?
Is Shang-Chi? Is he an Avenger?
You bring up a good point because I've been thinking about this from the perspective of Endgame, where it's like you need characters in Secret Wars to sacrifice themselves for the greater good, and we need to feel emotionally connected to those characters, like they did for Tony and Steve. But maybe you're right. Maybe it is more of the Avengers model, where it's like, oh, we just actually get to see these characters be badass together for the first time, and we'll have their sort of sacrificial moments in 6-7 years. Maybe that's more likely what they'll do. I think that we kind of do need, and I think that they probably wanted like T'Challa to be one of those characters who is so grounded in the emotion of this universe, and wanted him to probably carry that moving forward.
He could even be the new Tony Stark or the new Tony Stark of it, right? Yeah.
Well, and that was a big thing with Cap that worked so well, is that he passes the shield on, right? And that's something that T'Challa and Black Panther. That's literally a mantle you pass on to the next person. What are the next characters going to be able to do that?
Well, I don't want to discredit Anthony Mackie, who has the shield, passed to him. But Don Cheadle was just doing an interview about Armor Wars, and he was sort of like, we never really got to see the backstory for my character, and I'm excited to explore that more. So even though Sam Wilson does have the shield, he's another character that we don't have a ton of, even though we had a
can't get a bank loan.
We had a TV show. I just don't feel like we know
what's
that
in his
character
history.
that well.
He can't get a bank loan.
Yeah. Well,
he saved the universe. Can't get a bank loan.
I don't know. Government employee for a long time. He's out there shrimping.
Big shrimping.
Big shrimping. Catching seas.
But I think Wanda is gonna. I mean, I know that she's maybe dead or still evil or whatever, but like, I think she's the person that audience members will resonate with the most.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I'll just say 2. It's only been 3 years since Endgame, right? That was 2019.
Yep.
Right? Like, to bring him back soon wouldn't be as nice. I'd say but looking forward to 2026. Maybe beyond Phase 7 or something like that, like a cameo, a flashback, or whatever. Imagine how awesome that would be, right?
Yeah.
Like he would. It's kind of like what we're getting with Logan in Deadpool 3, right? Like we all had our closure on that character. It was like a nice send off. He didn't come right back. He's getting a long enough break that we've had time to process it and miss it. I kind of want that too. I would love to see Chris Evans.
Well,
don the mantle
GSU
again, but-
Eagle 117 just sent in a super chat saying, "What if we get a what if episode? 2 what ifs in the same sentence of something of Cap in the other timeline he lived out with Peggy." I mean, like that's a
very
great
fun.
show, right?
Yeah.
Seeing them in
Skinny
this other
Cap.
timeline. Yeah.
Yeah, Skinny Cap and
Or not
Peggy.
even.
Oh,
No. When
no,
after
he's
the end of
buff.
Endgame, when he goes back
that
and like
timeline.
marries.
I was thinking of the what if
Skinny
timeline
Cap.
where
Sure,
he
sure.
never
Oh,
gets the
yeah,
super
yeah,
soldier
yeah,
serum.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely going to be more of Captain Carter in.
I think they
What
said
if?
she's sort of the central character, the
of
focal
What If
point
too.
of what if. Like,
Yeah.
maybe like Doctor Strange was.
Yeah.
Love it.
That would make a lot of sense.
By the way,
It's very popular.
that show was supposed to come out at the beginning of
2023. Where's our
right?
what if
We didn't have a
trailer?
trailer
It's our
for
what
that.
if
I just feel like we haven't heard
trailer.
anything about that.
What
Where
if?
is it?
Now, animation can sometimes get delayed. It's hard. They got to send stuff to Korea or whatever. But hey, if that's the next Marvel series we're getting, what if? We need a trailer. We've already had our Secret Invasion trailer. Where's our what if
And
trailer?
we didn't get to go to Comic-Con. We went to D23, so we didn't get to see any of that footage.
Yeah.
It's out there somewhere.
It's true. Here's what I would tell you about people dying and passing on the mantle. Secret Wars will be the death of Tom Holland, Peter Parker.
No.
And the
Probably.
continuation of Miles
Probably.
Morales,
I
Spider-Man.
hope so.
Because that's another
Wow.
character about passing the
Sure.
mantle, right?
Sure.
I think by then Tom Holland might want out. He'll get one more Spider-Man movie.
He'll be in
and
his.
then be done.
He'll be in his early to mid 50s.
But that's the thing, right? You look at the.
early
you
to
look
mid
at the.
50s. He can only do 4 backflips now.
You have to look at the. Where do you squeeze a Spider-Man film in between now and Secret
As
Wars?
often as
I think
Sony
it would
can.
be right.
Wherever
it would
it
be
wants.
so sad if we don't get that sort of like street level Spider-Man that they kind of
yeah.
promised.
Yeah, I do want
And
that.
we need closure for MJ. We need closure for Ned, and they're kind of maybe not going to be in this.
That's right. And so
Next
far,
movie so much. It's
no
hard.
Holland and Zendaya film announced. We are getting
right.
Into the Spider-Verse next year.
Yeah.
Animated, totally different universe,
Yeah.
but we are getting this little Miles Morales and other Spider characters. But yeah, so we don't know. That's coming soon, maybe. And we have to assume in at least one of these big team-up movies, your Kang Dynasty, your Secret Wars, we're getting Spider-Man. He's
Yeah.
got
You
to
have
show
to.
up.
You have to.
He's definitely going to be in the Avengers movies. There's no way you do it without it. But can
And
they get a
even
movie?
potentially-
out
Well,
before
I
then?
don't know. I mean,
Maybe a Fantastic Four movie?
can anyone contact this guy? Right? They all know Spider-Man's out there doing
Right,
stuff,
right.
but it's like we don't know who he is.
Were
we don't have his phone number.
did that affect the Marvel executives as well?
Maybe.
Everybody but a Sony executive had their brain wiped of who he
It
is?
worked. It worked so well.
My question for you guys is, right, Secret Wars feels like the most natural place to put some of these characters, whether they are
Right.
variants or
'Cause
whatever.
It's multiverse.
Yeah. If not Secret Wars, it's the easy answer. Where could specifically Chris Evans, Steve Rogers, and Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark fit in?
Okay, I have a pitch
Yeah.
here. We got this year on Disney Plus, we got 3 special presentations.
Sure.
We got I Am Groot, Werewolf by Night. We're about to get Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Could argue.
Well, okay. Nothing announced for 2023 yet. They're not giving up on that. What if, maybe not next year, but maybe 2024, a 4th of July special presentation. Built
maybe
around
a smart-
Captain
Star
America.
Spangled Man with a plan.
Maybe a good idea.
Wouldn't that be nice? And it's 50 minutes. Chris Evans doesn't have to commit to a 2.5-hour movie with tons of CGI.
It's a Howling Commandos mission.
Maybe it's Howling Commandos. Maybe it's mostly practical, like Werewolf by Night. It's kind of the indie film equivalent for
and
an
it's
MCU
shot
movie.
like a 1940s war movie,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, they can kind of keep the
less
budget low.
CGI.
Yeah, that'd be
You
fun.
know,
We can get
fun.
that great first Captain America outfit he had. That
well,
was
plus
so
it's also a
baggy.
little baggy, so Chris doesn't have to get
The
quite as
sandwiches
rich.
And
You know?
I think we should get a. I think someone's gonna turn Tony Stark into an AI at some
okay.
point.
Yeah,
At
like a
some point.
holographic kind of.
Either a holographic or just like in someone's suit or whatever.
a la Sam from Quantum Leap.
yeah,
Just like.
yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, that would be perfect for Ironheart, honestly. I
Yeah.
think it would be really
Yeah.
great.
yeah, maybe that'll come up in our predictions in a second. We're getting there.
And then at one point, like the holographic goes to the internet and shows up where Pepper Potts is like sleeping in bed, and it goes to like pet her head.
Oh,
It's
don't
pretty
you
scary.
make me
And then
cry
Morgan
in the
Ultron
break room.
back.
Morgan comes around the corner, and is like, "It's a ghost!
No,
I'm your dad now."
I would love to see Tony Stark somehow backdoor his way into Ultron.
Whoa.
Hey.
There's sites on the internet you can find that, my guy.
This ain't the break room. Okay. Also, we want to quickly shout out the other sponsor helping us bring the break room to you this week. Thanksgiving is just around the corner. I don't know what your plans are. I love to cook. I already have 2 different side dishes planned, and I will be planned. Hell yeah, dude! I start November 30th in the previous year thinking about my side dishes.
Holy shit.
But I'm also doing the turkey this year, and you better believe I'm going to do a good turkey. I'm not settling for some low class. Bad bird.
Pre-brined
okay.
with all that junk
gross.
in it.
Keep that garbage elsewhere. I'm getting my turkey from Butcher Box. That's right. A free range, high quality, great turkey. You don't have to worry about like, is this a good one? Is this one that fell off the trunk?
You gotta knock on your turkey. At
yeah,
the store.
yeah. Is it hollow? I don't know.
That's how you tell how ripe it is.
No, you get your turkey from Butcher Box. Butcher Box takes all the guesswork out of picking out high quality meats and seafood. They ship a variety of boxes right to your door. You can kind of pick what you like. They got different kinds of mixes of different meats, depending on what your preferences or what you eat or don't eat. They also throw in recipe guides and hacks on how to cook it well. Because I'll tell you this, I fancy myself a decent cook. You can ruin the best possible ingredient by not cooking it well. And you can elevate maybe like a lower level cut by cooking it really well.
Absolutely.
Butcher Box tells you how to do both of those. We're big fans of all their stuff at Butcher Box. They have some really nice bacon. Their seafood is great.
You get a bacon box.
You get a whole bacon, and they're not running it right now, but they sometimes run a promotion where you get a year of bacon when you sign up.
But it comes all at once.
That's right.
You gotta eat fast.
And they stand there waiting.
You don't finish it.
None of this is true. Butcher Box would never. But don't stress about Thanksgiving turkey. Butcher Box is offering our listeners a free turkey with their first order.
That's a really smart.
A free turkey.
It's like one of those old-timey promotions you'd hear about in the 1950s. Like, sign up for the bank and get a free turkey.
Yes.
You know, something that we're doing at our Friendsgiving this year, I'm making this turkey, but my roommate's going to be smoking some meats. So this is like, if you love your turkey, but sometimes it's like it comes out dry or whatever, grab something else from Butcher Box, and have a couple of proteins.
If you got a big gathering, right? Maybe you make a turkey and you make something else from Butcher Box. Make some steaks.
Yeah.
Cook some bacon, whatever. Yeah. Sign up today at butcherbox.com/breakroom and use code breakroom to get one 10 to 14 pound turkey free in your first box. That's a lot of turkey. That'll feed a bunch of hungry mouths. That's butcherbox.com/breakroom and use code breakroom to claim this deal. And so they know we sent you. It helps us out, helps you out. It's a win-win.
John, you're afraid of this Friendsgiving. It wouldn't happen to be Mark Zuckerberg, would it? Because he likes to smoke meats.
Just put a little sweet baby Ray's on your smoked meat.
Out here smoking some meats.
Well,
baby
boy.
Oh my God.
Oh, John
just stepped on his own dog. Dog appearance.
You're hiding behind me, man.
Gosh.
I gotta go. It's time for mandatory fun.
Whoa! You know that dog yelp. It can only mean one thing.
It's the zoo at the break room where we step on dogs.
Oh, boy.
Hi.
That yelping dog can mean only one thing.
We do predictions a lot of different ways here on the break room, and today we decided to do them a third way.
Yes.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever is coming out tonight. I see a super chat from Jay Candrilli who says, love watching the break room every day, seeing Wakanda Forever on Saturday, and I'm pumped. Hey, if you're not going to be able to watch it tonight, we are doing our spoiler-filled episode of the break room tomorrow. So we wanted to give you a little spoiler episode so you could watch it anytime over the weekend.
Yeah.
So come back. Come back. But right now, we're doing our final predictions, right? We combed through the archives. We got every prediction we've ever made here on the break room about this movie, and we're just going to this is your last shot. This is your last shot to say, yes, I agree with my prediction. No, I don't agree with that. And we will be punishing and rewarding accordingly.
Ooh, I love it.
Yes. Yeah, rant a l'amour sent in a super chat 8 minutes ago saying 24 minutes till my showing starts.
Oh, damn.
Get in the car.
Yeah, now they're 16 minutes away from it.
Oh, man.
Good man.
It's showtime.
Do you live in a movie theater, Rant?
Wouldn't that be nice?
I live
living
across
in
the street from a
theater?
movie theater. It's quite lovely.
Okay.
I
wonder if that
couple
couple you walked in lived there. You walked into the house.
Bedroom.
Hey, I gotta say, the movie theater that I worked at was attached to an apartment complex, so it could have been date night.
Wow, this theater is awful small. It has a lot of personal affectations inside of it. Oh wow! Wow! What's happening here?
Ooh. Hey, my first question for you guys, and I'm gonna participate too because I haven't seen the movie. Here's the big thing, right? We've seen the one Black Panther. We keep thinking maybe there's a second suit somewhere or whatever. We thought we caught a second suit in the trailer, but then they CGI'd the suit to look the same as the other one.
We saw 2 helmets.
We saw 2 helmets. We saw 2 helmets. Are we going to get a second Black Panther that's not who we assume is Shuri, but
So you're saying two different characters will don a Black Panther costume. Now let me just ask a point of clarification.
Yes.
What if somebody puts on the suit, has not taken the heart-shaped herb, but they're just wearing the suit? Still counts.
Still counts.
Just 2 different humans wear the suit.
You know where it doesn't count? If someone puts on the suit as a bit.
It doesn't have to be a human. It also could be a Talokan.
Oh, they're not human to you?
They're different people?
We went over this.
We went over this. They're different species.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, yes.
You said 1, 2, 3, yes.
Yeah, well, I voted yes.
1, 2, 3, no.
Let's hear. What's your?
I think that second helmet that was there, that's like the memorial helmet. That's like, this is my brother's helmet. I put on my own. So I don't think anybody else.
I don't disagree with that. I think that is true, but I still think someone else is going to.
I think we see Shuri, Ramonda, lots of characters, and Baku fighting throughout the film, not till the final act does somebody put on the Black Panther costume, and that will be Shuri. That's my call.
Seen some greens in the chat.
Lots of greens in the chat.
Throw in a green, throw in a red if you agree or disagree. Moving on. Okay, the big thing that we've been talking about for months that I'm backpedaling on so aggressively. Spoiler for what I'm going to say. Are we going to get Dr. Doom in Wakanda forever?
Wakanda forever. 1, 2, 3.
And I'll extend this. I'll extend this before you vote.
Including a post-credit scene.
I'm including post-credit scene. Right. I'm also going to include a reference to Latveria or
like
something where
the invocation,
something where we're like, that's fucking Doom.
The implication.
Yeah.
Even a map in the background. Okay.
It's just this big words, Latveria. Oh yeah, get it.
The implication.
The implication.
Wakanda forever.
1, 2, 3. No. Okay, Brandon, you're the odd one out.
I'm still hot on Doom. I feel like, I was bullish on Doom. Buying a lot of Doom stock.
Yeah.
Market started to crash a little bit. Word was getting out there's no Doom, but I think that was counter programming. I think it's going to be Doom and Daniel Kaluuya's character hanging out on the beach.
You're buying the dip.
Both in jail.
Yeah. They're both in jail, hanging out.
Well, speaking of which, in terms of the stock crashing on Dr. Doom, we've been theorizing that it's possible because of how they order these post-credit scenes. That they might have withheld a post-credit scene
from the press,
so that some new characters didn't get out. Okay, here's my question now: do we find that factual? They've done it before. Howard the Duck was not in the press screening for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
There was a couple biggest post-credit scene of our lifetimes.
There's a couple other ones I can't quite remember off the top of my head here. Will there be a second post-credit scene? Doesn't necessarily need to feature Doom. But
something
right now,
at the end of the credits.
But right now,
I want this to be true. Because here's the thing. There's been some very.
I think they're testing this
There's been some very high-profile leaks and spoils, right?
Vanity Fair.
Yes. John can't be a
variety.
But because even people like they work at Rockstars or work at other publications or YouTube channels, they get to see these movies early.
Yeah, we see you Screen Crush and Cosmic Warren, who already put your post-credit scene videos out
early. But they get sworn to secrecy, right? You're not allowed to. They don't want you to spoil, and if you do, you never get to come see their movies early again. But maybe they want to even avoid that possibility, right? I want this to be true. I want there to be an extra post-credit scene that's a game changer. We're rooting for that.
I agree. Who doesn't? I want 16 post-credit scenes. I know Tommy Bechtold came on and was like, "Don't worry about the post-credit scenes," but he hasn't seen the second one yet.
I'm rooting for a post-credit scene from my pie hole to my flagpole.
That's right.
There we go.
From your green to your mean.
All right. The other thing.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
Happy birthday, Tommy Bechtold.
Happy birthday. This movie starts off on a sad note already. We know that's coming. But at the same time, do we think there's going to be another character death? One of the ones we speculated the most is Ramonda. She sort of has that really tragic line in the trailers. That's I lost my whole family. Ramonda.
No, you can't kill any more of them.
I'm saying
too many deaths.
I'm saying yes.
Shuri will snap and blow up the world.
Yeah, well, that'd be kind of dope. There has to be some emotional consequences at the end of this film. Someone must die.
No.
And
shame on you.
It's going to be someone who's not going to be the Black Panther in the future, right? Ramonda.
No.
Okay.
Queen Ramonda is alive.
No. The Black Panther lives. Okay. This is a Brandon theory.
Yes.
It's a Brandon theory.
Yes.
His theory, which I do like, is that
Already
it's not Namor's fault. It's not Shuri's fault or Nakia's fault or whatever. It's going to be the fault of Atuma or Aneka, some of these sort of like secondary, the second in command people that kick off the conflict.
Like Romeo and Juliet, right?
Yes.
It's Benvolio and Mercutio that started it all, right? Yeah.
Right.
Look at this.
Okay.
Big brain on Zach.
Ready? He's already got green going. 1, 2, 3. I'm going red.
No, I'm going to say.
I like this theory, and it's right. And
I think
I will be proven
I think
right.
it is going to be an external thing, but I think it's going to be like United Nations or something like that. They're going to cause it.
Lots of reds in the chat for the Ramonda theory.
Yeah, shame on
It's too
you.
bad. It's too bad.
How dare you
Here's
put that
why-
into the
Here's why I
zeitgeist.
think it's not going to be one of these guys. I think Namor's just going to be pissed. I think he's going to be like, hey,
I mean,
you
that's
kind of
very
fucked with
believable.
us here.
At just like what the events of the first Black Panther?
Right. He's like, now we're at jeopardy to be, hunted.
We used to be the second
whatever.
most hidden nation.
Yeah,
now
yeah,
we're the
yeah,
first.
yeah.
You're blowing up our spot.
He's upset.
I do see that, and that makes a lot of sense narratively. I just think Marvel is very adept at like faking us out with these villains a lot of the time, or their intentions, or the reasons for the things happening, and they've done it a lot the last few movies. Like the Eternals were the bad guys all along. Shang-Chi's dad was in it for his dead wife.
Totally. Skrulls most famously.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Skrulls
yeah.
where we all thought were gonna be evil.
Yeah.
They're actually very nice and kind.
Yeah.
And Ben Mendelsohn's great. Like I think this is another. They're messing with us. They're not showing us a lot. They're hiding it. They've showed so little of Atuma and Namora and Anika that I'm very suspicious of their actions.
And speaking of Anika, did you have something?
Oh,
you
no,
wanted
no,
to
no.
add
Go ahead.
At the end, this is a Zach theory.
Yeah.
This is Zach theory. He thinks Anika's going to turn on the Dora Milaje.
And here's my logic, okay?
Let's hear it.
In the comics, and it's been hinted at, this is a part of the movie, right? There's this subset of the Dora Milaje called the Midnight Angels, right? That are kind of like independent. They're not necessarily always aligned with Wakanda.
They're SEAL Team 6. They get it done.
Yeah. Well, but not even SEAL Team 6, because they're kind of like, sometimes they have an agenda that goes against Black Panther or goes against the kingdom
They're
of Wakanda.
General Noriega.
Yeah. Sometimes they fight wars on their own and stuff like that. And so
I
think
think
if
that deserves to land you in Wakanda jail.
possibly. We've yet to explore the Wakandan penal system. We don't know what the conditions are like.
Whoa.
But so I think that could be right. We've only seen in the trailer the kind of fun scene where she's talking to a Koye and it's like, I told you not to bring the knives or whatever. Or no, that's not a Koye. It's another Dora Milaje she's talking to, right?
I think it was a Koye who was like,
maybe it
I
was
told
a
you not
Koye.
to bring that technology.
Yeah. And it's like
We use
joking about spears versus
have
knives or
worked
whatever.
since the beginning.
But I think that character, Michaela Cole, who plays that character, is a big time actor.
Yeah.
And so I think there's going to be some internal conflict in the Dora Milaje, and I think that Anika character is going to be a part of it.
Great. I say no. Absolutely not.
I like this idea.
Thank you.
No. You know why? Because
You need here's the thing, John. I'm gonna interrupt you before you say something good. I'm gonna say something better. You need a lot of levels of conflict. It can't just be the Talokanites, as Kevin Feige says,
Talokanil.
right? You need internal conflict.
Shit.
Talokanil.
That's why you're wrong.
You need
Brandon and I have seen every
gonna interrupt
fucking
you.
interview.
you need internal conflict, and we think, in the first movie, M'Baku, internal conflict. Obviously, Daniel Kaluuya's character, internal conflict, right? Like, so far, we don't know of any internal conflict in this film, so I think that's going to come from the Anika character.
Here's why I say no. I feel like we've seen Nakia in some kind of Midnight Angels-esque costume.
we've seen
or
some
whatever. There's
interesting
just too many
garb.
people who are like, yeah, that sounds dope. I'll do
But
that.
she could still be a Midnight Angel, and then we have some Midnight Angels going against the Midnight Angels.
right.
I think the Dora Milaje is going to be like, let's just have factions now.
like wrestling.
Hey, it works for AEW. It could work for
Dark Order.
Here's one of mine.
Okay.
The reason the conflict starts is because Namor actually wants some vibranium. He's like, you guys have kind of screwed us over. I'm not interested in this. Okay. So you know what? We're gonna do what everyone else wants, and we're just gonna take your vibranium. Fuck the French, who are the people who in the trailers.
Bold statement.
Okay, we've got a huge fan base in France, John.
Yeah.
Fuck the French.
Oh, excusez-moi.
Fleur de Lis in the chat if you're watching from Lyon.
Literally in the chat, je m'appelle Brandon.
My brain broke.
Dinach?
Talokanil?
No, the
Talokanil
want vibranium. That's what they're there for. Boom. Boom.
Boom.
I already explained.
They got
it.
They got
covered
vibranium.
it.
Got it.
They got
Where do you think they got it?
No,
We
from
did
there,
this big
underwater,
deep dive.
dog.
We did this big deep dive, and we were like combing through
Get out of
footage,
here.
and in the MCU and in the comics, It's only in only in Wakanda and sometimes in like Antarctica.
Somebody write this stuff down so that we can hold John accountable.
It's on video.
Also, real quick, we're about to run out of time, but we are very close to the super chat threshold. If we hit, I think we need about 20 more bucks, and we'll do bonus time.
I said 250, but we said
200.
no,
we said 200.
So we have competing. We'll do it at 200.
Otherwise, we're cutting out hard at 4 p.m.
Get to a movie.
Yeah.
All right, a couple last ones, and then we're gonna do a rapid fire. There's no heart-shaped herb.
At all.
Killmonger
at all.
Burned it. There's
and
no more.
He was effective.
He burned what he knew of in a very
quick burned it all.
quick
Burned it all. Do we think there was some hidden herb? Hell yeah. Or maybe Shuri is going to create some kind of synthetic herb.
Hidden herb is what we call John's glove compartment. You know what I'm talking about?
If you knew me in high school, it was all about hidden herb. You know what I'm talking about?
Will there be some kind of heart-shaped herb thing in this movie?
Yes.
3, 2, 1 , absolutely.
Yeah,
we got to do a little.
I'd say the only chance there's not is if Shuri is the new one in the suit, and she has somehow jacked up the suit so much that it gives her powers. But we want a Black Panther that can jump 30 feet in the air and can do crazy stuff. They need to be superpowered.
It's part of the mythology. It's part of being the avatar of Bast. It's important. Bast put that there for a reason. Don't take it away.
Great.
Yep.
Okay. One question about Riri Williams. Will Riri Williams have any connection to that Oakland outreach program? We know she's from Chicago. We know she's at MIT. We theorized for a long time that maybe they'll change her backstory a little bit to this Oakland outreach program. It doesn't seem like they're doing that, but I still really like that as an idea.
Well, what if they opened up the Oakland outreach at the end of Black Panther 1? What if in the interim, they've also set them up in Chicago, and Miami, and New York, and Houston, and whatever, right?
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
I'm doing this, but it's with this. Like, I think they're going to surprise me, but I don't think they're going to do it.
Here's why I think it is going to happen. They could just be giving scholarships to like bright young women, right? Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily have to be people from Oakland. It could just be like, hey, we love what you're doing over there in Chicago. We want to send you to MIT. Okay, last question, and then we get to rapid fire. Will John need to pee at any time during the movie?
Okay, well, this is loaded. 3, 2, you can guarantee victory here, but also, will the majority of people watching need to pee at some point?
It's 3 hours.
The movie?
It's 2 hours and 42 minutes.
Waterfalls in the chat if you are thinking you're going to need
the waterfalls.
Do a pre-pee. Do a pre-pee.
I tried, but my prostate's the size of
also, I'm making the choice now. I've been preloading Coke Zero all day long. Okay, but I will not be purchasing a beverage in this movie for this exact reason.
I already purchased a beverage.
What if you get those like gels that marathon runners eat? Would that,
like jelly beans?
Or we get one of those little beads that you put in water that expand over time. Put those in your stomach. It absorbs all the liquid.
GSU Eagle just pushed us into bonus time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. We're so fucked. We're not going to get to the movie theater on time. Okay, now we can take our time a little bit. But this is the speed round. This is the cameos speed round. Here we go. We know that Namor is a mutant. We've gotten a couple mutants. But here's my question: any X-Men going to be in this movie? Any X-Men going to be in this movie? 3, 2, 1. Okay, no, we don't like that. This one's a sad one. Are we going to get any T'Challa?
Any footage at all?
Any footage of T'Challa?
No, because we know we get a mural.
It's not going to happen. We have a mural. I'm not going to count anything in like the opening credits.
What if we just hear his voice?
The Marvel Studios logo.
Do we hear his voice?
Yeah, that would count.
I don't think so.
3, 2, 1. I don't think they're going to do it.
I think we'll get something.
I like his voice.
It'll be heartbreaking.
I like his voice, and it will be really heartbreaking if
get
they do
this
it, right?
man a shield.
All right, here's the alternative to that. Another character who's dead in the MCU, Killmonger. Can we see Killmonger come into this movie? Maybe a stand-in in the ancestral plane or something like that. 3, 2, 1. I'm saying yeah.
Oh, John going yes. Oh, you think he might be in the ancestral plane? Okay.
We were talking in the office that like the establishing, you go to the ancestral plane, you see dead Black Panthers. If like Ramonda does get a hold of a heart-shaped herb, if she's just like using heart-shaped herb to go see her son, in the ancestral plane, like that's some heavy stuff.
That's very heavy.
We're getting a T'Challa funeral, right? So you'd think that people who are close to that character might be there. Do you think we're gonna get a Bucky Barnes who spent a lot of time in Wakanda, rehabbing? He's mad about his arm.
This feels like the second funeral, like they did the public funeral, and this is like for the home team.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll do like a little blend.
I think Bucky makes some of the most sense.
He makes the most sense for a cameo. Well, Wang obviously will be in the movie.
Wang is guaranteed to be there.
That's the secret part.
Benedict Wong is just at catering for every MCU movie. He's like, now? You need me in there now? Okay.
Well, and then speaking of other people, I would say any sort of Avenger that we don't already expect to be in this movie. You know, again, it's a funeral for a
Sam Wilson could show up.
Right, absolutely.
Don Cheadle could show up.
Could be anyone.
Hawkeye.
If we consider those Avengers,
Yeah. Yes, the sort of
yeah,
people
yeah.
who are
Nick
in
Fury.
Avengers movies.
any good
Nick Fury, even.
Yeah, I think there could be a little surprise cameo there.
I think they're going to
Like a
focus on the
low-weight-
characters in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically taking the field, if you've
Yeah.
ever bet on golf
Yeah.
or whatever. So, like, I like that. That some other Avenger will show up in this movie. I like that.
Great. And then last but not least, you got to get a little Ulysses Claw in there.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
he's dead. I know he's dead, but like
One way
you know,
out.
we've been watching
One
Andor.
way out.
We love Andor.
One way out.
If you're
no
not-
spoilers for the most recent episode of Andor, but it
you're-
is a doozy.
If you're not watching Andor and you don't have Wakanda Forever tickets tonight, you have
Yeah.
no excuse not to
Binge
catch
Andor.
up
It's
on
so
Andor
good.
tonight.
It is so good.
One way out.
2 more episodes.
One
Here we
way
go.
out.
Claw. Is Claw going to be in this movie? I was
Yes,
begging
baby.
for. No,
Yes,
there's no
baby.
chance.
No
There's
chance. No
Yes,
chance.
baby.
Get out of here, Brandon.
Yes, baby.
You're hurting your average,
One way
Brandon.
A lot
out.
of green, a lot
Can't
of green,
swim.
a lot of green in the chat, and I can't quite tell it's a speed round what they're greening, but I love it.
I think that was for the Avengers. The green.
yeah.
team. Now the
Okay,
takes
now
come
we
for
got
Claw.
no
Now
claw.
it's
No
like-
claw.
I like that.
No problem.
We did run a chat. Let's go into stoppage time. Stoppage
Yeah.
time.
We're in
begins.
stoppage time. This is all bonus. Thank
got
you
some
to
questions.
thank
Throw
you to
them in
all the
chat.
folks.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
at New Rockstars in the chat, which it will make it easier for our researcher Anna at home to pull some of these questions and for us to see. So throw those in. We got
Yeah.
15 extra
Oh,
minutes.
wow, look. How many times? Not only is John guaranteed to go to the bathroom, how many
3
times
plus
will he go to the
times.
bathroom?
Oh, I like
Some
that.
people,
They
the
split the
leading
vote on
number,
3 plus and
3 plus.
Well, so can I tell
3
you?
plus
I
and
think
2.
Zach, when we saw Thor: Love and Thunder together, I might have snuck out twice.
You might have done 2.
I might have done a 2 first.
Well, here's the trick. I got to just real quick, brief aside. The trick is go during the previews.
Yeah.
Wait until maybe
That's
what you
smart.
think is the last
That's
preview.
smart.
Oh, we did talk about preview predictions.
We were going to do some preview predictions. We'll do that during
Great.
the stoppage time here. But go during the previews,
Yeah.
because that way, if you go before the previews start and there's 20 minutes of previews,
20 minutes of stoppage time on your bladder.
And you're just sitting there juicing it up, you know?
I'm juicing it
well,
up.
that's also. I mean, that's mistake number 1.
You're hiding the herb, you know
Go
what I'm
one
talking about?
size lower on your drink than you normally go.
Oh, no.
I'm just trying to train my bladder to be as big as a large drink.
Oh, dog.
You know what I mean?
That's how it goes. Okay, let's do some trailer predictions real
All right, here
fast. But we have been getting super chats. Sir Psycho Sidekick said, just saw it. It's great. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
Good,
so
good,
Psycho
good,
Sidekick.
guys.
That was responsible of you,
Very
and we
responsible.
appreciate
Thank
that
you, thank you.
endorsement.
I think Way of Water. That'll make you pee.
Yes.
Right.
Avatar: Way of Water for sure, because again,
Absolutely gonna happen.
it's a Fox movie owned by Disney. You know they're getting that in
Wow.
there. It's also the next big movie. It's like the only other big movie this year.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Whale? The whale?
Absolutely
The
not.
whale?
Nah, it's an A24
No
joint.
chance.
Oh,
No chance.
Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Ooh, a trailer for that?
A holiday
Ooh, I kinda
special
like
trailer.
that.
I say no.
know.
It would have to be attached. I don't think theaters want to
Yeah.
put a holiday
Disney
special
Plus
thing.
thing. That's
I
a
think
good
it would have
point.
to be attached to the movie
That's a good
somehow.
point.
I don't know.
Well,
But,
on that note, how about Glass Onion, which is getting a theatrical release?
Sure. I say yeah.
I think the movie theaters want you to come see it.
Yeah.
In the
Absolutely.
theater.
And I'm
yes.
gonna go.
And
I'm
also
gonna
for that, if you don't know, like Glass Onion, the Knives Out sequel, it's coming out in theaters a month before it comes out on
Yes.
Netflix.
And
None
we're
of this day and
covering
date
it
stuff. So actually, a decent number of people might go see this in theaters because they don't want to wait the month. But,
I'm going with friends. Okay.
oh, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Yes, that was mine.
Guaranteed,
Ooh,
right?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a lock.
No shot that
That's
that
a lock.
misses.
Yeah.
Okay, we just got a trailer today for John Wick 4. Do we think they got it in time? Do we think they got it in on time?
Nah, is that Sony, that movie?
I think so. I think so.
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know. They might have dropped it today because they're not dropping it on the movie. What about now? This is a stretch. Marvel's only been giving us one trailer for the next movie. And basically, we don't get the next trailer until that movie's almost out. The next Marvel movie after Quantumania is The Marvels. Do we get The Marvels?
No.
As much as I really,
They've got good
I've
footage,
heard
but
it's
no.
gr- I've
Yeah,
heard
the
the
footage
footage
was
looks
great.
but no, I don't think so. Okay, well, let's flip the other side of the coin, right? The next DC movie coming out is
Shazam!
someone
Fury of the
help me?
Gods?
Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Great. I think
And we've
or
already
a
seen
trailer
Flash.
for that.
We've seen a trailer for that, but that would make sense. I
Boom.
think so.
Maybe a
yeah.
Flash.
Yes.
Maybe a
Okay.
Flash movie.
Time.
Oh, how about final one?
Final one.
Indiana Jones 5.
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
kill for
Yes,
that. I would kill for that.
that
No,
looks
it's not
great.
online. It's
That
not
looks
online
great.
yet. We're
Yeah,
gonna get a
but
Super
save
Bowl.
it,
Give me a
save
Super Bowl
it.
trailer. We're not gonna get into that.
Good call. Good call.
Okay, let's go through some of our
Yes.
super chats
Jay
right now.
Jay Cantrell saying, love watching the Breakroom every day, seeing Wakanda Forever on Saturday, and I am pumped. pumped.
Oh, yeah, we're pumped.
Jay Cantrell, we're pumped on
I'm
your
sad.
behalf.
I'm sad that whatever's happening in your life means you can't see it until Saturday. Get your friends to, see this shit on a weekday. Let's see, Zach Braddock. That's interesting. Sort of a combination of two people's names, not quite. Cap returning Infinity Stones short. I don't know what that means.
Like if we were to see Cap again, it's him returning those Infinity Stones at the end of Endgame.
A short film.
Like if that's the
that would be a
special
great special presentation.
because he would meet some very interesting people.
That's a good pitch,
Yeah.
Zach Braddock. That's a good pitch.
Malik Curie sent in a super chat saying, idea to get ScarJo back in Secret Wars, have Nat and Yelena be variants where in their universe, Yelena was the Avenger that died, and Nat is the Yelena role. And then bring that Nat back to the MCU.
Also, what if, just a little studio politics, they do this as a make good for old ScarJo?
Well, she has a film in development at Disney or at Marvel specifically.
I think
yeah.
Disney.
But they owe her some bucks, so that'd be a nice way to make good there.
Apparently Feige was so pissed about that he almost left.
Yes, he was sided with ScarJo on that. Riv Wilson saying, props to the mods today. Hey, good job to the mods every day, but thank you today. I assume that means they were doing a good job moderating the spoilers and things like that.
We don't talk about the mods enough, but they really are.
Frank Girl, Mezzo JD, all the
in there.
Chrissy, Anna, everybody that's doing great work.
Christian Unpronounceable reminding everyone to like the video. Please do like the video.
Bless up.
Bucky Barnes ATL, happy Veterans Day tomorrow to my fellow vets, and yes, happy Veterans Day to all vets out there.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah. Thank you for your service, and we hope you get the day off. We don't.
Bucky Barnes says, I see you, Costa, and hope my hurricane folk are good. Bucky Barnes, come fight me, you coward.
What? He's saying nice things.
Throw down.
He's saying good things. He
I don't
sees
care.
you.
I want to hear it.
Avatar, he sees you. I see
Show
you.
up to our Manitoba offices. I'll fight you for real.
Manitoba?
Yeah, what
was this in Maryland?
Yeah. Come
Manitoba.
fight.
Aaron Storm about to head into the theater to see Wakanda Forever, 7 p.m. Eastern. Was basically you're in there right now.
You better be peeing right now.
Over here
right
in
now.
Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Hey.
So close to
shout
Manitoba.
Out to our Canadian brethren.
Manitoba.
I think Christian Unpronounceable is also in Canada. Thank you.
GSU Eagle also pointing out we need closure on the blob of venom left over from No Way Home. That Kevin Feige was probably so pissed about when he saw that.
Well, you think that Kevin Feige did a final cut on that movie?
I think he did, and I don't think it was in the final cut.
You think they really slipped
well, there's
it in?
We already know.
No shot.
We already know that Taika Waititi is like doing stuff just to screw with James Gunn in his films. Like, you think Sony's not doing stuff just to screw with Marvel films?
They would lose so much money.
Yeah, but just it's not going to ruin the relationship, but it's just a little little tweak.
I don't know. You're right though. We do need the symbiote.
Yes.
Symbiotes.
GSU Eagle also shouting out, donating to John's Hidden Herb. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dog.
Hannah Basso in the chat pointing out that Lin-Manuel Miranda is in Percy Jackson.
I heard about that, yeah.
Is that true?
It is
true. Are we
true.
being scooped?
It is true. I don't remember. I saw a very funny tweet about that, and I can't remember it. So
also,
moving on.
We're getting a new season of Golden Compass, speaking of Lin-Manuel.
Yeah, see, Bucky Barnes ATL says, haha, I love John, we're brothers that fight. That's right.
Oh, okay, it's that kind of it's like Jessica and Tommy.
Yeah, we are getting a second season of Golden Compass despite everyone's best efforts.
Hey man, they got some badass CGI animals in that show. That's all I can say because I've never watched it. But
the Vivek coming in from Toronto. Hello, Toronto.
Oh, Canada is coming in strong today on the Breakroom.
Canada.
You know what? Simu, come on the show, Simu.
Please, Simu.
Come on the show, Simu. I want to shout out the poll we ran. When are you seeing Wakanda Forever?
This is so surprising.
28% saying this weekend. 25% saying tonight, a good quarter of the audience. That's pretty good. 23% saying tomorrow, Friday, I guess is assumed to not be part of the weekend. And sometime after that, 20%.
This was very similar to a poll that was on Twitter today that we ran, where it was pretty much split equally 4 ways, which is very interesting.
I'll say this, I think out of most Marvel movies, that first Black Panther film had like the longest tail, other than maybe Avengers Endgame, which got a re-release and all that kind of stuff.
And people are talking about, because of we're still kind of feeling the effects of the pandemic in production, there are like no movies this year, right? Like literally until Avatar: Way of the Water, it comes out in mid-December. Around Christmas.
Glass Onion's going to be a juggernaut that you didn't see coming.
Glass Onion might.
That's like a lot of people are going to wait to watch.
And also Glass Onion will be a very different demographic. That'll appeal to an older demographic. Superhero movies usually skew a little younger. But like, back in the day, like Black Panther would come out, and then there'd be like a Mission Impossible movie the next weekend, and then there'd be like a big thing the weekend after that. It's going to have multiple weeks. There's a reason Black Adam has been #1 at the box office 3 weeks in a row, because nothing else has come out, right? So
it'll be a big weekend.
Wakanda Forever is going to make a ton of money. It'll be the #1 movie for a while.
Someone says leave fart before I watch Wakanda Forever. I don't know what that means.
Leave fart?
Leave fart.
Oh.
Leaf?
I
Art?
think it's a Canadian leaf dashing out of the way.
Okay.
I don't know.
Great.
Dylan
Jesse,
sent in a
explain
question asking, do we get a hint of Secret Invasion? Either, I'm going to take this as either a trailer, which they have never done a show trailer at a movie.
Again, I don't
They could try it out. I don't know if they will. But like, will there be anything in Wakanda Forever that hints at Skrulls or a Secret Invasion of some kind? Is that the secret post-credit they're hiding from us?
They dropped a Skrull into WandaVision, right? As an early tease.
And there was a Skrull in Loki. Didn't have any lines or wasn't very consequential.
We
but
did
was
see
sort
a
of there in the
Skrull.
background.
Yeah.
I really, really, really feel like this movie is going to be pretty insular and siloed.
It's the end of Phase 4, as Kevin Feige has pointed out a million times, or even said it's the epilogue or the coda to Phase 4, right? Like, yeah.
That was a joke from James Gunn about the holiday special.
Yeah, he called it.
Because it comes out after this.
Because it wasn't on. It wasn't.
Someone was
on the
like,
calendar.
"Oh, it's not on Phase 4." Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyways, Christian Unpronounceable says, "Shout out everyone in the chat. Have a good weekend. I won't be here tomorrow. What do you have to do?"
Well, I do see a lot of people saying that they're
gonna
depending on when
avoid-
they can see the movie, they may not show up tomorrow. That's
Come watch
fine.
it for spoilers. Who
Tomorrow's
cares?
episode will be spoiler filled. It will be full of people.
But it'll be
evergreen
evergreen in the sense that you can watch it Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whenever.
Whenever
Absolutely.
you do watch it, hit that like button.
Hit that like
button. Oh yes. Anything else you guys want to discuss? Anything fun you've
you
been
know,
watching?
you like this segment. What
love
have
this
you been
segment.
watching lately? I mean, obviously we've all been watching Andor, and you should too.
Yeah.
We want to do an Andor break room so badly, but
we don't know if you'll click on it.
But our worst performing break room of all time was an Andor episode.
I think in December, once it's
maybe
all out.
Once no one cares about it anymore, no one's thinking
End of
about it.
season 1, predicting season 2
like that.
could be
Yeah, I
fun.
like that.
Again, they're making a second season of
I like
this.
that.
Okay?
But I mean, the thing that we're all talking about in the office is the dongs on the White Lotus. Oh, man,
The one dog
put your
we saw.
HBO Max subscription to use. The White Lotus.
you can watch
Man.
Baz Luhrmann's Elvis, and then you can watch White Lotus.
Yeah. Well, what else? Something else just dropped on.
Don't Worry, Darling
Yes,
is on
Don't Worry, Darling just dropped
HBO
on
Max
HBO Max.
for free.
Watch that garbage.
I have been watching. Speaking of dongs, I have been watching. I started The Patient on
were talking about
Hulu,
this.
which
Steve-
has Donald Gleason and Steve Carell.
Oh, okay.
It's a very interesting, very good drama. I'm not finished with it yet. But the most interesting thing being,
Tweet
it's a
spoilers to
drama.
Brandon.
It's a drama that's a half hour, which is fascinating.
interesting.
It's very surprising, and it's always jarring every time when the episode ends. I
kinda like
it
that.
ends at such a great moment every time you want to keep watching it. Check out The Patient, starring General Hux and Michael Scott on Hulu.
There's also a crazy episode of Atlanta that came out a couple of weeks ago. If you know what I'm
Oh,
talking
I
about,
need to
you
catch
know
up
what I'm
on
talking
that.
about.
Aren't those all the episodes
I'm a
of
couple-
Well, but
Atlanta?
especially a crazy
I'm a couple
episode
episodes
of
behind on Atlanta. I need to catch up. That's it. Thank you for reminding me. I need to watch this.
Yeah. Let's get through some of the rest of these super chats before we have to say
Yes.
goodbye. TD Jones says, just came from watching Wakanda Forever. I gave it Oogas?
Ooga.
That can't be right.
Jeremy Leah saying, I just bought my ticket for Monday evening at the old Sea Cafe.
I don't know that theater.
I don't know what that is. So
They're
I
not
can
seeing it till Monday. That's gonna be a long.
so I can cry hysterically. Some people got to work over the
Yeah, I
weekend.
know.
Some
That's
people
the
got
worst part.
family
Yeah.
engagement.
You know
Some
what
people are
sucks?
traveling.
I'm going
you
to
know?
say something really raw and honest right now.
Whoa.
I have to sit next to Zach when we watch Wakanda Forever.
That's right.
I'm going to cry a lot.
Yeah.
And
Zach's never
then I got to
cried.
go to work with Zach tomorrow.
Hey, I never
And,
judge people for being emotional.
I don't want to do that.
Jesse Munez
I wanna see
asked
it in
what
a-
time y'all are seeing the movie tonight. Literally like in an hour.
We literally got to go. It is down the street from us here in Manitoba, Canada.
I got to step on my dog and get him some food.
Oh, poor dog.
Well, you feed the dog, you step on it, it comes out, you put it back in.
Hey,
never buy dog food again.
finally, thank you all for joining us, and thank you for the folks that have been here all week, thank you for the folks that have been consuming all of our Wakanda Forever content. Since we got that Comic-Con trailer, we've been going pretty hard on this film because we're so excited about it. There's so much to talk about. That's not going to end once we see the movie for sure. Our Ending Explained video will be coming out on the channel tomorrow. MT is hosting that. Eric Voss is doing the breakdown. Now, if you've been watching any of his Marvel breakdowns recently, they've been pushing an hour long. Okay.
It's true.
They've been
True.
meeting.
He's been working on this video for like 3 weeks.
And this is a direct quote. Eric Voss thinks this is the best breakdown he's ever
He
done.
did say that. That was really sweet.
And so, that'll be coming out Saturday. We're hoping Saturday midday, morning, something like that on the channel as soon as we can get it finished. But whenever you watch this movie, this weekend, next week, whenever, check the channel, watch that breakdown, like that video. We're almost as excited for Eric's breakdown as we are for the film.
MT's post-credit scene or post-credit scenes.
Yes.
And Ending Explains coming out of the channel tomorrow.
Yes.
So
and then we're going to have some really strong content next week from Eric and MT and Whitney and Jessica and all our hosts. Obviously, on the break room here, we're going to be talking about the ramifications of the movie. Jessica will finally get to talk about this movie that we've forced her not to speak about.
And if you're one of those people who has to wait until Tuesday or whatever to see this movie with your friends, Jessica has a spoiler-free review out on the channel. And she just gets into sort of like, theme and what's so great about this movie and some of the soundtrack stuff. So no spoilers for the plot or anything like that, no cameos or anything like that. Check that out. It's a really great video. And I watched it and I feel like I'm ready to go into this movie with like a little bit more background, and I don't feel like I've know too much about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So in summation, thank you all for watching and staying with us here till the end. Happy Veterans Day. Tomorrow, John was wrong about almost all his predictions. And keep it Gucci to Moochie.
Bye, breakers.
Bye.